Boxing legend Evander Holyfield has given a harsh admonition to Jake Paul, educating him to stay away regarding a battle with Mike Tyson, known for his fierce conflicts with Tyson during the 1990s, including the scandalous nibble battle. Holyfield's viewpoint on Tyson is particularly sagacious, his mindfulness to Jake. Paul isn't established in Tyson's verifiable savagery, yet in the sort of ring experience and crude power that a small bunch of warriors like Tyson have. During a meeting, Holyfield shared his interests, underlining that Tyson is a long way from the regular rival Paul has looked in his excursion into boxing, dissimilar to Paul's past adversaries, who have for the most part been resigned competitors or previous MMA contenders with restricted boxing mastery. Tyson is a strong and prepared fighter. Even in his 50s, Tyson has shown that he holds quite a bit of his unstable speed, power, and determined hostility. Holyfield focused on that confronting Tyson, even in his later years, could be definitely more hazardous for Paul than he understood. For Holyfield, it's really not necessary to focus on age or practical preparation alone. It's about the muscle memory and battling experience. Tyson conveys the power in Tyson's punches, doesn't come exclusively from animal strength. It comes from a long period of culminating strategy. Paul, in spite of his quick movement in the game, has not yet experienced an adversary with Tyson's exceptional and risky range of abilities. Holyfield's advance notice wasn't just about Tyson's job power, yet additionally his ring level of intelligence and unusualness. Tyson has gone through many years sharpening his specialty, and despite the fact that he resigned from proficient boxing a long time back, he's kept on preparing, fight, and stay dynamic. The 2020 presentation session against Roy Jones Jr. showed a Tyson who, even in his 50s, held a staggering measure of speed, touchiness, and animosity. Holyfield directed out that Tyson's capacity toward conveying knockout power nearby other people is something that not very many warriors have, dissimilar to Paul's past adversaries. Tyson needn't bother with a critical opening to land a punch that could end the battle. His capacity to slip inside his rival's gatekeeper, find points, and land short, strong shots conveys him a one-of-a-kind intimidation in the ring. Evander Holyfield's own set of experiences with Tyson adds a more profound layer to his advance notice. Holyfield has first-hand experience managing Tyson's power, hostility, and fierceness. He understands better compared to most that Tyson's hostility in the ring can be overpowering for warriors ill-equipped to face such power. Paul's past coordinates have not presented him to an adversary with Tyson's constant style, and this could be a shock assuming they meet in the ring, very much like Holyfield. Lennox Lewis is additionally cautioning Jake Paul. In Lewis's view, Tyson's hostility isn't just about tossing punches, yet about keeping up with mental tension. Tyson can get into his adversary's head, utilizing his standing and sheer presence to disrupt his adversaries before they even throw a right hook. Lewis sees this as an expected snare for Jake Paul, who might be underrating the psychological force Tyson brings to the ring. Jake Paul has made up for himself by taking on contenders from different foundations, including MMA contenders and individual powerhouses. His fast ascent has been great, and he's shown an astounding measure of expertise and devotion to the game anyway. As Lewis brings up, Paul's rivals so far have not had the experience or ability level of a carefully prepared fighter, particularly somebody with the unbelievable status of Tyson. Lewis stressed that battling Tyson would be not normal for anything Paul has experienced. While Paul might have youth, energy, and excitement, Tyson has the fight, solidified senses, and experience of a genuine top dog. Lewis indicated that the whole inability experience could demonstrate perilous, even deplorable for Paul in the event that he enters the ring ill-equipped. Paul and Tyson are set to conflict in 14-ounce gloves, a takeoff from the standard 10-ounce gloves utilized by experts. Their match will unfurl north of 8 adjusts, each enduring 2 minutes as opposed to the customary 3-minute rounds. Tyson requested more activity by mentioning that the rounds be stopped furthermore, as he plans to require on a 27-year-old in his actual prime. His old age of 58 will assist with making everything fair. In 2020, Roy Jones Jr. confronted Tyson in an 8-round session, each enduring 2 minutes, and learned firsthand that Iron Mike can support his force all through the match. This represents a huge test for Paul. That is the genuine inquiry. How much might Jake at any point endure? Jones Jr. told TalkSport Drive on Friday evening. He added, "That is the genuine inquiry. Since Mike has the stuff to get anybody out of there, and I will let you know this, when I boxed him quite a while back, it was just 2-minute adjusts, yet shockingly he didn't decline. He remained the entire battle, and that amazed me. In the event that they are doing 2-minute rounds, Mike won't wear out. I definitely know that since I watched him do that. Jones Jr. is sure to the point that Tyson can deal with his energy all through a 2-minute adjust that he's putting down his wagers on. His long-term companion to get triumph by focuses, he added, well, I like Mike presumably by choice, yet assuming he decides to go out and take him out, I figure he can anyway. I feel like on the off chance that he feels great, he will box and live it up on the grounds that why get in shape to go one round. I don't fear for Mike, and how old he is Mike is still difficult to hit. Mike actually hits hard as damnation as of late in a standard that is almost transformed into a custom iron. Mike Tyson showed up on Instagram this time. He strayed from the typical configuration, introducing a convincing video that passed on a significant and getting through message. The video, more persuasive than threatening, was essentially subtitled Unconquerable. This word embodies Tyson's steady mindset and unyielding soul as he moves toward the battle, demonstrating his status to confront any test. Yet what looked for him was a watchfulness from his kid rival. Subsequent to review Tyson's clasps via web-based entertainment, Paul seemed, by all accounts, to be in a fairly peevish state. Paul started you push, expressing, you're along to kill me one punch, and I'm finished, so when I win, we should not fail to remember all that discussion. Paul represents a considerable test. He's prevailed over eminent warriors. For example, Tyrone Woodley and Nate Diaz. As a matter of fact, El Gallo figured out how to floor Tommy Rage during their session last February. This has raised cautions among Tyson's allies and boxing lovers, the St. Paul's. Comment on Tyson's new post adds an unpropitious tone for the individuals who fear seeing the boxing symbol overturn at 58. Strangely, it didn't appear to phase Tyson's little girl Milan, who answered her dad's post with a progression of heart emoticons. In the meantime, this unbelievable UFC heavyweight has shown up with their own expectation for the forthcoming Paul vs. Tyson match. Stipe Miocic faces a critical test as he equips to step into the octagon with Jon Jones at UFC 309, set to occur at Madison Square Nursery simply a day after Paul's exceptionally expected battle. Meanwhile, he showed up on the BS with Jake Paul web recording where he shared his considerations on the impending matchup. Jake Paul, who hails from a similar state as Miocic, has gotten the help of the double-cross heavyweight UFC champion. The occupant of Euclid, Ohio, answered Paul's inquiry concerning his estimate by saying, I got you, darling. I can hardly hang tight for November 15th, man. You will stun the world like you generally do. He proceeded with later in the discussion. Lobby of Distinction boxing ref Richard Steele cautioned about the forthcoming battle between Mike Tyson and Jake Paul. With Mike Tyson, it's so perilous in any event for the ref since you became close, yet you moved to be far away to have the option to permit them to do their thing. Steele, who refereed 6 of Tyson's battles, told USA Today Sports, he said, you must be dependably mindful of what's happening since one of Mike Tyson's punches could truly hurt the other fellow, and perhaps he doesn't have to take the other punch. The personality of those liable for directing the impending match stays a secret. Team Ainge, the spokes individual for Texas's Battle Sports administrative body, uncovered last week that there have been no advancements on the arrangement of refs or judges for the Tyson-Paul battle booked for November 15th at Arlington's at-NT Arena. One thing is clear, the 80-year-old Steele won't be among them. No man I had sufficient, he said anyway. He shared his perspectives on few subjects, taking note of that the 2-minute rounds could place Paul in a difficult situation in an 8-round coordinate. I don't see the person going that distance with Tyson, said Steele. He added on the grounds that Tyson he's serious areas of strength, for so he's top dog, he understands what he's doing, and for 2 minutes he can go full scale. The additional cushioning and the 14-0 gloves that would be worn instead of the standard 10-0 gloves would likewise not help Paul, as per Steele. That is as yet a little glove thinking about the influence of Mike Tyson. As per Steele, he just watched a video of Tyson 58 working a weighty pack in anticipation of his session with Paul 27. Steele said he's as yet risky, he has such a lot of influence. I genuinely want to believe that he don't wind up getting injured or harmed the other person. The 58-year-old Tyson hasn't contended expertly since beginning around 2005 when he had to resign on his stool by Kevin McBride. In the meantime, Katie Taylor communicates her interest for Mike Tyson as he plans to go facing Jake Paul. Planned to battle Amanda Serrano in the co-headliner tonight. Taylor has for some time loved Tyson like numerous fighters who have admired him. She desires to try not to observe him experience a loss on account of Paul. Definitely, there are clearly worries. They're the undisputed, very lightweight sovereign, said. She added, as a symbol of the game I have Such a lot of regard for Mike Tyson as a warrior and how he has helped the game he's in there against a genuine youthful new person in Jake Paul. And he's a decent competitor too, yet Mike Tyson is by all accounts extremely certain about himself. He is by all accounts investing the energy in and preparing hard. So I want to believe that he ends up as the winner, paying little heed to how the headliner turns out. Taylor and Serrano will have a phenomenal night. The two ladies are projected to acquire more than $6 million each for their exceptionally expected rematch. Their consideration on the Paul versus Tyson battle card is set to make this the most watched ladies boxing occasion ever. Only quite a while back, Taylor could barely have envisioned being here around. Then she reached Eddie Hearn through virtual entertainment looking for an opportunity to examine a possible joint effort with Matchroom Boxing. She added, "When I previously sent Eddie Hearn that DM a couple of years prior, I never figured in 1 million years I'd be in this position where I'm preparing for another gigantic night. It's been an astonishing excursion over these last 8 years, getting an opportunity to battle at Madison Square Gardens, getting an opportunity to feature back home in Ireland, and having a chance to battle on these enormous cards." As of late, heavyweight competitor Gerald Mill Operator joined the discussion, offering his trademark boasting that would be useful. Known for his straightforward nature, Mill Operator has fought with prestigious contenders like Daniel Dubois and Andy Ruiz, making his forecasts all the really fascinating. Mill Operator as of late examined the looming battle with Genius Boxing fans, uncovering that he was at first booked to show up on the card recently. He said, "I should be on the last undercard they had before it got pulled. Some miscommunication there." He then examined his contemplations on the quarrel, recognizing that Paul's childhood could have been an unequivocal component. He said, "On the off chance that the battle happens, I don't have any idea who will win that one. Jake is the more youthful person. Yet this is boxing. The furthest down the line competitor to face Paul in the boxing ring was previous UFC star Mike Perry, who consented to the session following his squabble with Tyson in July. Shockingly, he has now totally changed his underlying gauge for the battle. The striking 31-year age contrast among Tyson and Paul has surely grabbed individuals' eye, particularly with Iron Mike set to go head-to-head at 58 against the fundamentally more youthful 27-year-old.